looks good. All right. Well, I'm just gonna hit that play button.
We're live.
Skidoosh.
I look. I really look forward to that music every week. I mean, I look
It
forward to the
gets you in the
dance.
zone.
Yeah, I look
Oh,
forward to.
you mean when we play it before this message sorting
Yeah,
session that
yeah,
you
yeah,
enjoy just, okay, we're loosening up, we're just
yeah.
doing our stretches and yep, okay, we're good.
That is
Hey
exactly what I'm.
the one person who's here with us at the moment, but the thousands that'll be watching later because we see the stats, don't we?
We do. We also know there'll be other people joining us as they get that notification
Yeah.
that we went live. So if you're watching this after we went live and you didn't know, make sure you're subscribed. So click the subscribe down below so that when we do go live, YouTube will go, "Hey, you! The guys are on and they're going to be goofy. So go watch."
But goofy with purpose
Purpose.
and
Goofy with
value. Yeah.
that is, I think that maybe maybe that's our new tagline. Goofy with purpose and delivering value.
Goofy with meaning.
Hmm.
Meaningful goofiness.
Wow, we're
The
wordsmithing like
message
crazy.
the message sent a meaningful with goofiness show.
Yeah. I
Oof.
did. I will admit to our audience. Well, maybe I should wait until more people join our live show here, which they usually do. But I, I am being fueled by sugar.
Oh, okay. I mean that's perfectly fine. Some of us are fueled by sugar and coffee.
Yeah.
I just got the sense though, Daniel, that like from last week, there was a element of confession during our show
Oh.
that you felt like a burden was lifted off your chest after admitting to working this system of collect calls,
Ah.
and
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
like you were the naughty kid that accidentally stole a pencil, and you felt so terrible about it, but you had to say, I game the system. I record my message within the record your name.
You know. I think, and I was thinking about it afterwards. What really brought it on was I had recently rewatched because it's a very old movie. Rewatched War Games,
Oh yeah,
um, and
Matthew
where
Broderick.
with where he's in the phone booth and he's like making
Yeah.
the free call and doing all that. Um, and I think that's what brought it to mind when we were talking about the
Mm.
message, and I was like, oh, remember this call stuff. So I think that's what did it. Is that
Yep.
I had rewatched that movie, and that's what it. So I'll go ahead and admit it now. Then ha- and I don't know how they appeared in my home, but they did.
Mm.
I had a donut just a few minutes ago because I had the afternoon blues, and I
Yeah.
needed a pick me up. So I ate a donut.
So maybe this was like a crossover of an alternate universe, because I mean that's how Marvel does it. They just go,
Mm,
"We'll explain this by an alternate timeline and universe and a crossover."
yeah.
So that's how the donut from the Gauntlet. I don't know what color was it. Was it colored icing frosting rather?
No. So let's call it yellow, but I
Yellow.
mean it's
Okay.
just
So you got
donut
the
color.
Yellowstone, whatever it
Hmm.
was. You got
Yeah.
4 more to fill up for the snap.
I don't know that I can
Yeah,
eat four more
the big snap
donuts
where
though.
half the donuts around the whole world disappear and arrive at Daniel Glenn's house.
No, I do not want them in my house. This is the problem. No,
Yeah. Well, enough of that.
enough
Should I
of it.
share my screen and we'll go through these messages?
It's kind
Because
of
man,
scary.
we queued a few up.
We, it's kind of scary the list that we have. So,
And
yikes.
whose fault is that?
Microsoft's.
Actually, yes. No, you're right. There's no sense in doing tertiary or secondary blame. We should go right to the source.
Go right to the source. Microsoft's fault.
Message sent to show window. Here we go. Very nice. Okay.
See, I got a notification, people. See, when you subscribe to the podcast, you get a notification
Yeah.
when we go live. So make sure, and I'm shaking it. I shouldn't shake it. It's probably making people sick. But go subscribe to YouTube, and it'll show you.
Mm.
I don't know what you were
Yeah,
just showing.
and that
was all
it's
that?
the bell that you set to say show me all activity, not just
Yeah,
what YouTube thinks you should
yeah. All
watch.
do the all bell. Hello,
Don't
everybody
leave it
that's
up to the
watching.
algorithm.
Throw us a message in chat. Let us know you're here. But yes, we have quite a bit of things to talk about.
Ooh, Daniel, I think a regular question we should ask our audience
Okay.
and those that are watching later as well
Yeah.
is what was the most impactful message for you this week? Because
Ah.
one, that lets us hear from them about their opinions
Agreed.
about a specific message, but it also encourages them to look at the message center
Indeed.
or challenge them that they didn't.
Ooh. Challenging people. I
So
don't
do
know.
that. Like you can put in the number. We'll look it up as well if it's not in our list already, and we'll talk about it. Or you can put in like a bit of the words and the thoughts that you had around it too. We'd love to hear it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We have
Okay. From the bottom.
so many messages.
Yeah.
All right, people, we're going to have
Actually,
to do
I'm a
this, quickly. So you're going to have to help us. Hey, Christopher, you're going to have to help us with these messages today. So be quick with your chats.
Yeah.
You
This is
know,
true.
Say which message you're talking about and say yes, no, or something like. 'Cause I think this might be the most we've had in a while. We've got at least 20, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yep.
here we go.
All right. Improved search for content around people.
Yes.
This is leveraging what? The search bar, typing specific people in the search bar. They've got an update to the roadmap reference.
So it's you
Relevant
search for the
people.
person,
Mm.
and then you filter down the search results and get relevant content suggestions based on that person.
Okay, this is going to be a little like some of those additional OneDrive filters, isn't it? So you'll go in, you'll get you'll look for the person.
Yeah, this
can
is
then
specifically
go
in
inside
Teams,
that.
but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those the
Okay.
filters.
Is it just in Teams?
Well, it says just in Teams. Yeah.
Oh, it is too. Yeah, service. Okay. I mean, it's interesting, but
Mm.
there's not a lot there in the message to say. It's going to arrive.
Yeah.
Is it something we need to prepare our people for? Maybe that's another good measure. Should we
Ooh.
cover this message because it doesn't need any preparation? Is it going to massively impact the way that people work, or is this a marketing message?
Well, I think there's a third one. It doesn't. There's categories of marketing message. There's it helps people actually prepare and do amazing things. And then I think there's another one that should be like, it's a tweak or it's a new thing, but maybe people will find it on their own, or maybe it's not as big of an impact. And I think it falls in the third category.
Christopher's comment.
Mm.
Delve leaves. And can I do a Snugglepuss impression here now? For those who may have seen the reruns, because you're all too young to have seen the originals. Exit, stage left.
Yep.
Was that left? I don't know if that was
He
my
said
left
stage
or your
right,
left.
though.
Oh, yeah, no, true. All right. Delve leaves stage right,
Mhm.
and improve search comes in stage left. It does feel like
Copilot.
they're going,
Gotta forget Copilot, but
which cup is this feature under? And keep your eye on the feature. Haha.
I agree with that. I will say it does not feel like, and maybe we shouldn't go down this rabbit hole, but it doesn't feel like they've had a plan for replacing Delve and for giving functionality that Delve gave, and having that plan come when Delve was going away. It's like we'll get these bits and pieces. We'll still be talking 2 years from now about, oh, this seems like something Delve used to do, or it's like,
Mm.
oh wow, this new thing. Anyway,
Or not. I mean, some of the stuff has been creeping into wherever we work anyway, like
Mhm.
suggested documents, suggested people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have unstarred this one.
Good. All right, we'll move on. Because you said we needed to be quick, and I agree. So teams watermarks for anonymous meeting join. Okay, so watermarks, we know how those work. Which in the Teams premium experience, I mean, great and all, but it also kind of ruins the look of what you're trying to present.
It does.
But what about this? So it is admin watermark policies remain unchanged. Unauthenticated users will be able to join watermarked meetings, so they couldn't beforehand.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm there's a couple things here. I'm like hesitating, but I'm just going to dive right in. First off, I can't. Is it really always been your name has been the thing that's been watermarked on the content?
Your name.
So for regular meetings where you
Yeah.
have watermarking turned on, is it always your name? Like all over it? I mean, because it makes
It doesn't
sense
seem right, eh?
in a standpoint of, well, who shared this? Well, their name is written all over it. So I get it. I'm just like interesting.
Well, okay. Here's another thing. Maybe it's a legal practice or a design
Yeah.
practice that's named Cat Larson, because none of the attendees along the top there
Well,
look like they're called.
no, that actually Cat Larson is the name. It says the name that the anonymous person enters when they enter the meeting to identify themselves as.
Oh,
It's going to put
What?
that on there. So what if you put your name as a blank space? Well,
full stop.
you know,
Yeah, or a blank space. You're right. Yeah.
I don't know if it
It's-
would let you in. It probably wouldn't. Hopefully, it's intelligent enough to not do that. But
Yeah.
so that was my first point. My second point was I would actually rather this be what I'm really looking for in this feature is I went to go turn it on in my work tenant. I was like, oh, that's a kind of a cool feature. And then I'm like, yeah, it messes up my presentation look and feel.
Yep.
But what I want is anyone who's a guest or anyone or anonymous gets the watermark, but no one else does.
Because you trust people internally to not take screenshots.
Right. Or if at least they're a guest, I know who they are. Like they have been authenticated in, so I know you were there. Right. So if something gets shared, it's like, well, okay, it was one of you. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And then anonymous people get the watermark or something. I don't know. That's kind of the way I want it to work. Not everyone
Right.
sees a watermark because yeah, it ruins the aesthetics.
I know we're deep diving again,
We shouldn't.
but
do
I
that.
want it to be almost like some speed cameras where, because the watermark only appears when Teams detects that someone has taken a screenshot somehow.
That they should make like all monitors and should have that built in. That's what they should do.
Oh, monitors, so that
Yeah.
it knows. Oh, look, you are pointing a camera at me.
Yeah, so the monitor goes like black.
Okay.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone else. Christopher's the only one has said hi in chat, and I feel sad, to be honest. I'm about to cry. So for everyone else,
You don't
please.
want to see him cry.
It's messy.
It's ugly. It's very ugly. It's an ugly cry face.
It's so ugly. So
His mascara
hey,
runs.
everybody. Put your name in there. Should we cover this?
Well, look, let's park that one and maybe go back to it. I mean, it's
Okay.
interesting. It's
It's
was a good discussion
interesting.
point.
It's not a new feature in that the watermarking's not new, right?
No,
And it's just that now anonymous people can join. So I'll put it
yeah,
on
and
as
put whatever they want there.
right. So
Yep,
what'd you call it? Parking. I'm going to call it
parking
parking
it.
since that's the first word
Parked.
you used. It's parked. Next message. And remember, everybody that's
Copilot
watching,
saves prompts.
if you disagree with us
Oh yeah.
or agree, whatever, throw in what you think. Should we cover it or not?
For Daniel
Yes,
to
Christopher, if
cry,
you want to see me
it
cry,
costs dollars.
I can. Well, I don't know if I can cry on
On
demand.
demand?
I don't
Cry on
know.
demand.
I don't know if I can.
New cloud
But
service.
if you donate $50 or more, not just you, Christopher, anyone else, I will cry at some point during this show.
Well, yeah, it will be quite touching and emotional to
I might
get
have
that
to
much
stab
money
myself or
for
something to make it
talking the
happen.
way that we do.
Yeah.
I'll be crying because I'll be laughing so hard. Copilot saves prompts in business chat, BizChat. Got to
It's-
get used to that. You know,
I don't want
eventually it's going to be BizChat, and the business chat will be in the brackets. And Copilot,
Yeah.
Copilot Lab. This is actually something that a lot of people have been asking for. Of course, is saving these prompts
Yeah.
so you can reuse them. Where are they going? This feature will let you save the prompts. What? Still in product? Save prompts in BizChat. Users can recall them. Okay. And then what? You can... Okay, in BizChat, there'll be the Copilot Lab. So there'll be a... Oh, there'll be an area for save prompts. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Yep.
it say if it's just your space? Probably is. Hey, and you can't share
Well,
them yet.
actually,
Ah.
we have a message in about uh, 1, 2, 3, 4 that says you'll be able to share as well with a coworker. So we'll be able to save them and we'll be able to share them.
Sounds like you're pre-starring that one and this one so that we can talk about them together because it's
Right.
story.
Well, it seems like I think this is a big enough message, feature that I think a lot of people will use.
Yeah.
So yes, I think we actually should cover this,
Mhm.
and we should do it together.
All right.
So that's
Sounds like Loop is involved. Maybe.
no,
I think it's
studio.
It's using the existing Copilot Lab, right? Just a personal space for it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't click on any of these images, so I can kind of do that quickly before we move on. So it has been saved, and in Copilot Lab, is this my prompt that I wrote
Mm-hmm.
on that card? Yeah.
Yes, because it's in saved, so it's not suggested. Although I think,
It looks like a suggested prompt, which has been saved too. So it's a combination of what you wrote. And I kind of find it hard to think that, okay, is this a prompt that I saved and wrote and it's got this variable in here for person and file? Is that something we can do? We're deep diving. We should save this for the show.
yeah, we should. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Moving along.
Moving along. Oops, that's not it. We've got Copilot web mode to extend Teams and Outlook.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I
So
don't know
web
what this
mode
one
is
is.
flicking the switch and you can go to the public source. Web mode to extend to Teams and Outlook. Oh, okay. So for a while, that switch has only been available from the BizChat experience.
Right. Yeah.
And if you wanted to make sure you were going to the web, you either turn the plugins on and off,
Mm-hmm.
which, what are they called now? Extensions?
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep up, people. I do. But that's it. Like, so now web mode is, I mean, no pictures. Don't know what this looks like. It'll be a thing. It'll appear. Just be aware of it. We don't
Yeah.
need to cover this.
I don't think so either. Unless someone wants to speak up. We have quite a few watching live right now, so if you
Yeah.
think we should, then let us know, but we're going to not.
Yep.
Next
Oh,
message.
next. Can you read this one out? Because
Microsoft Teams
yeah,
admins. Oh my gosh, a lot of words.
that's why I
Admins
gave it to you.
admins can disable the ability to send messages in meeting chat before and after a meeting. So, as an admin, being able to say in meeting
I mean,
only
I feel
for
like that should be a meeting organizer feature, not an
right.
admin feature.
But this is an admin. Why is it an admin feature?
Coming soon for the admin center.
And so it's going to
Meeting
add
chat
two
control.
new things, which are in meeting only for everyone, meaning no one can add before or after, or in meeting only except anonymous users, meaning anyone but anonymous will be able to add before and after. Which, can anonymous even add after anyway? I thought that was, it didn't work that way.
Hmm.
I don't know.
When chat is on for everyone, meeting participants can read and write chats. When chat is on for everyone but anonymous users, anonymous meeting participants can't read or write chat. Wow.
At all.
When chat
Oh, right.
is
No, this is this. Yeah, keep going.
yeah, when chat is in meeting only for everyone, meeting participants cannot write in chat unless the meeting is active. Which, I mean, side comment, I've always found that annoying. I get that there's probably some security reasons behind it, or just, but the fact that, like, I want to be able to have that conversation early with people as part of the meeting and preparing and maybe asking questions, and people don't see it because they haven't joined it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it's controlling. But same question: why is this happening at a admin level? Is it a thing you'd apply to all meetings? I feel like it's something
Mm-hmm.
you should choose as a
Yeah.
meeting organizer for the type of meeting you're running.
Yeah. That's. I agree with you. This is. How should I say this? I don't. I don't believe this is the most prudent way to implement this.
Yeah. Now, if we had completely misunderstood this and it is the admins turning the ability on for the meeting organizer to have this capability,
Yeah.
got it.
Well,
And
especially if.
perhaps as admins, you could use this feature and build them into the meeting templates if you're an org that uses Teams
Yeah.
Premium.
Yeah. I mean, especially for different types of. I mean, there's some meetings where you're like, I don't want people chatting before and talking about what is this about. Maybe it's about this or about I don't know,
Hmm.
but I don't. I'm not a fan of the way that this is being done. Like I think it should be at the organizer level, or at least have it at the admin level, and one of the choices be let the organizer figure it out.
Yep. Okay. Is it enough to park and cover later?
Okay, we can park it, meaning
Yep.
we'll come back to it and see if we want to cover it.
Yep.
That's the translation for all those that are watching.
Park. Well, I mean, if you've ever been in a stand-up meeting before for projects, what's in our parked? All right, Viva Engage. Top questions in your communities. Top questions. Display the most popular questions in the community over the last 90 days, helping find relevant content. Yay, that's cool. If you've
I
got a
agree.
community that's question focused, well, even if it isn't,
Even if it's not, yeah.
hmm.
I actually think this is the type of things communities should have always had. Like it should always be top comments, top threads. In fact, didn't we used to have that in Yammer?
Trending conversations, which
Yeah.
actually, that's sometimes it would appear in your feed
Yep.
to say, look,
Which-
this is a top conversation. So this is, just extending that to questions.
Anyway, but those top conversations were never in the community or in the community for Engage. It was in a feed, maybe, but it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um
That's right.
so anyway, I actually love this. I mean,
Mm.
I don't think there's too much to this message, you
No, it
know?
would be a quick mention if
Yeah.
anything.
I actually like this one. I vote we do this
Yep.
one. We could put it out to the audience that's watching live. We still have a few people there, so would love to get your
Oh,
idea.
I saw
Should
a
we
heart
cover
or two
this?
appear.
Yeah,
So maybe it's someone saying yes, that's good.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, they agree.
Okay,
Moving
we'll make
on.
that a quick one.
Mm. Hey, is this the one that you were saying pairs with the other
Indeed, I've already
Copilot
got
Biz
it on
Chat
there.
save
Yep,
thingo?
yep.
All right. So your quick mention for those who've just joined, we covered a message a bit earlier, which we are going to address, where you can save your prompts and they will appear in Copilot Lab. And this is a message about being able to share them. So it looks like you can go in there, save your prompts. Let's go into one of these messages here, or images, and share and stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm a
Also, you can send a
little.
link to it.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by the whole, and we'll talk about it on the show. I'm a little confused by that, but I'll save that
Okay.
comment for the show.
Save it for the show. Save it for the field. Okay, but we're good with that one.
Mm-hmm.
We got to keep moving because there are a lot to read. Categorize single items in conversation view in new Microsoft Outlook for Windows and
I
web.
hope you understand this one.
Categorize single. All right, so slow it down. It's in new Microsoft Outlook. Again, we've just lost 30% of the audience who are diehard classics. But the categorize feature, we can categorize messages in the new Outlook. Great. Single items in conversation view. All right. So when you
Screenshot
do
would have been
categorize
nice.
something, yeah, exactly. When you do categorize something, it applies to the whole thread. But maybe you're only interested in categorizing the reply
Okay.
to a message in the thread.
Okay. I love it. I'm not sure
No,
we should
like
cover
here
it,
is
but I
the
love this.
here is like a support question, or here is a
Yep.
something else
Here's
related
the
to paid work.
I use categories in kind of different ways, like not just one particular way. And then
Yeah.
one way I use is I have a category that's like, I need to remember this bit.
Mm,
Like it's information that's important that I don't need it right now, but I will need it, and I know I'll need it. So what I do is then I go to that category, and then I look through the messages in that category. Like this is bits of information that I know I was going to need. Maybe it's like a username to something, or
mhm.
it's a URL to some service for this thing that someone said this is what we use, whatever. Right? It's those
Yeah,
kind of things.
yeah.
It's like it's not worthy of
Pin
pinning.
or
It's not
follow
worthy.
up.
It's not warning. No, it's not worthy of a task, a pin. It's not worthy of a putting it in a OneNote or a loop or a list. But it's just like I'm going to need this.
Not worthy of a loop.
I know. Anyway, I love this.
Yep.
I don't think we should
Good.
cover
So
it.
you
To
can
be
get
honest, but
you can grab after all that. We don't have to cover it, but we have just then. Okay. Copilot
well,
pages.
hey, listen. This is why there's value in people showing
Yeah.
up to this show, because we can dive into stuff and then not even cover it. But I love that. Thank you, Daryl, for explaining that to me.
You're welcome.
Love
Copilot
it.
pages come into Microsoft Copilot. So don't get confused. It is there, or for some cases, still rolling out to
Hmm.
people who have Microsoft 365 Copilot. But Copilot pages is coming to the free version of Copilot. That might be that you are signing in with your work account, and it will allow you to still create a Copilot page and share the content with other colleagues to that. So it still requires, if I was going to zoom in on this, but I don't need to, we can do that on the show.
What'd you say about
Uh,
free?
if, no, I say free, yes, you're right. It's probably best not to call it the commercial version. Commercial? Consumer. You're still signing in with an Intra account.
Yeah.
You're not paying for Microsoft 365 Copilot, but you do have Copilot in copilot.microsoft.com, and you could share your prompts, or rather the responses to a prompt, into a Copilot page. Make sense?
No. I'm just being
Again,
honest.
pictures, please.
I am fueled by sugar. For those of you that weren't here at the beginning, I had some sugar, so I'm like, pew! But so I'm.
Have some water, Daniel.
I am drinking water.
Just dilute it.
I promise it's water.
Mm-hmm.
But so when they say Microsoft Copilot, they mean
Yes.
the publicly available one.
Let's do this.
But they're saying if you're logged in to your browser with an Entra account and you're going to the public Copilot, then you'll have Copilot pages. Is that what we're saying? Or am I making this
So
up?
I have a Copilot 365 license. Very grateful for it. Thank you, Microsoft, for providing that for MVPs. I am not.
He's trying to say he's
if I
not
didn't
rich.
have that
I
license,
love that.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm working for myself now. I'm trying to build up some business here. If I sign into Copilot and I don't have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, then I'm going to be able to use the web as a source. I can't use my work as a source. But when I'm having a chat here with Copilot and getting responses back about web-based content, then I can use the Copilot pages to, maybe let's just do this.
Okay.
Tell me
I got it now.
about
Yep.
the 365 Message Center show.
Okay.
Ooh. If they don't know about... yeah.
There we
Daniel Glenn and
go.
Daryl Webster, thank you very much.
Oh,
about
look at that. You can catch the show on their YouTube channel. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
It is a
thank you.
great resource for staying up to date with the latest.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Copilot.
You know what's missing from here?
Copilot pages.
The Copilot pages button. So maybe that's the point. It's still rolling out.
It's still rolling out. But I get your point.
Maybe it's...
You're saying... But
And I'll put it another way because of my experience and backstage pass to the Loop environment. Copilot Pages uses Loop. Right? That's known. If when the edit button appears here and I'm signed in with my work account, but I'm not licensed for Microsoft 365 Copilot, I hit edit in Pages. Pages panel pops out.
Yep.
Content gets copied and pasted basically into there.
Yep.
It is putting it into a personal Loop workspace that is available to anyone using a Microsoft 365 license. They don't need to have Microsoft 365 Copilot to leverage that space for Loop content.
You know what, Daryl? I think you should start doing explainer videos, maybe as a series or something, because you're really good at explaining. I understand what you're saying. I understand the use case. I understand how to do it. And I now understand how I can apply it to the way I work. You should really start a series or something.
Thanks for that. I'll pay you later. That's how it works. It's clearly it's not there yet.
But I like it.
There you go.
I mean, again, this is kind of that, what category is this in? This is not I don't think this is a marketing message, although it could be argued that almost every Copilot one is. It is not a groundbreaking new feature thing that, whatever. But is it something that can have an impact? I mean, meaning, I can use Copilot now, even if I don't have a Copilot license, just like you were talking about the web experience, right?
Yep.
So I can use it. It's just now I'm going to be able to save it to my pages, my Loop component, to then collaborate with people.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one.
So So the question is, should we cover this?
It would be a quick mention if we can
Yeah.
quickly mention it.
Well, Casper says, so irrelevant for anybody with a Copilot license. This message is because it's for people who don't have a Copilot license.
Yeah.
However, if you already have a Copilot license, you will be able to do this too, right? But you'll be able to interact with not just web, but also your work stuff and still save to Copilot pages.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just had to refresh to see the latest comments. So sorry if I was missing things there, people.
Ugh, terrible.
All right, moving
so the
on.
question is, should we cover this?
You know what? I'll do a special episode. That way I can go a little deeper.
You'll do one?
I will. I'll submit
me?
it to the content team and the editorial team, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. See what they think.
Everybody saw that, right? He just pushed me out of the. I got it. The next
You're in
one.
that team.
Oh, I am. Microsoft Teams, the new streamlined chat and channels experience. Now, I will go ahead and say yes, we're covering this.
Yes.
I will just go ahead and say that, but just because this is such a big deal.
Yep. Can we do another special on that one?
Maybe and cover
You and
the
I.
show.
You and I.
Yeah, like this one it really is revolutionizing the way, if you could say it that way, the way we use Teams. In that, we're so used to, at least I am, you're so used to clicking that Teams button to see your teams, and you click the chat to see your chats, and this is going to, it's upending that all. And I think when I first saw this, which was, I'll just say earlier this year, when I first saw this and they were talking about this, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a big change. And I still think it's going to be a really big change.
It is. Yeah.
So
it's definitely something we have to talk about. And again, like I suggested, you and sometimes we've done let's watch the video of what's happening here, and then we talk about it.
Yeah.
So I've done that with the short little 1 minute 30-second video that Microsoft published at the beginning of the year, beginning of the week.
Yeah.
I think we can point out where I think change management is going to be important, because when I first experienced this in Teams Tap, the first reaction was, oh wow, turn it off, this is too overwhelming. But they've done a lot of work into bringing more value and controlling that experience. It's just going to be quite it's not going to be turned on by default. You got to opt in, right? So that's a positive.
Yeah, I think anyway. Let's save it. I have some thoughts.
Let's save it. Yes,
Okay,
cheese.
so-
I think by that reference, Christopher, you mean like who's moved my cheese?
Yes, I think that's
definitely. The cheeses have become a cheese board, if I can continue with that metaphor.
a charcuterie. And
Yeah.
so we're going to cover this, but in a special.
Yes. Well, I think we should mention we should cover it in the show, but we
Okay.
should do a slightly deep dive into.
So we're going to do a quick mention of this on the show.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then be like, here it is. Okay, got it.
How much time have you got tonight?
Not much.
When
I
do you
mean-
want to eat?
Microsoft Viva Engage new features for M365 Copilot adoption community. So this is the adoption community, which was that special community. Now, if you don't remember, we covered this in the show, and I tried to make a big deal out of it because, it was a pretty big deal. It was the first time that we had seen the ability to add people to a community, not based upon their membership in a group, but in their license.
Yeah, that's
Right?
right.
They were licensed for Copilot, so therefore they got put in. That was the first time ever. And I think it's still the only thing.
Only?
Maybe people could correct me, but I think it's the only one.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we did others. Like anybody who's licensed for
Any product
this product,
that you want to make a
add them-
campaign out of.
Yes, add them to community so they can help each other
Yeah.
figure it all out. But anyway, that's weird rabbit holing that. Um, so this one will have suggested content
Huh.
covering timely Copilot updates and best practices. So where
So
is
that's
it
not a
coming from?
different, because I mean, suggested content almost feels like it should be a post type. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Like suggested content sounds like, and maybe we'll go back to the message, would be reading from a Microsoft source. Hey, look, here's our latest releases. We're going to post something into every Viva Engage community that's using this feature,
But it's not.
or rather, every Viva Engage community that's set up to talk about Copilot. Here's the suggested content.
But it's not.
It's not that?
Nope.
What is it?
Well, kind
This
of.
one?
So every month there will be a new suggested content to highlight. This is crafted from the monthly Copilot emails that are sent. This pre-curated content can be leveraged by admins to better prepare, blah, blah, blah. The suggested content can be found in the community setup checklist under suggested content. So are
You've
we
got a
saying
visitor section in this community as a community owner, and then say, yeah, I like that. I'll turn that into a post.
right? That's what I was trying to say is like it's not I don't think it's automatically pushing, but it's
Okay.
giving the yeah, so if you look at that screenshot down below, it says use this suggestion at the very, very bottom. So be able to take that and go, yes, I want to create a post based upon this. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, this is what I really wanted the adoption kit to be. Isn't that what it was called? Like, I wanted to be this, and it died, and I'm wondering, and it wasn't. So some will say, well, it died because of other things, not the content itself. Because anyway, the way they deployed it and everything has changed, and anyway, but this is kind of the thing that is you would think is I have a community for a thing, in this case Copilot, and I want to push stuff to it and get it automatically pushed from Microsoft because it's their product anyway, and let it to be so it's easy for me to take that suggestion, edit it, make some tweaks, whatever, and publish it, so I don't have to do a bunch of work, and that helps with adoption and helps people use it. Man, I just wish it was. Hopefully, it'll be more than just Copilot.
Maybe there's because look, it's like with a lot of things that organizations build stuff. They build it for the thing that has been invested in and that customers are paying for, and set a pattern for other things. So you can see this trickle down to perhaps other new products, or perhaps existing products that'll get more investment. I don't see it coming to every product though, because
I wish it did. Like, I don't know.
Imagine it being like an RSS feed that, kind of like that. It's bringing it into the community, and as a community owner, you go, okay, yeah, I'd like to use that. Edit, tweak, change a few words to make sure that it sits the right tone.
Yeah.
Publish.
So Casper at least says Microsoft isn't forcing this on people. That would be really bad. I agree. But it's giving you the capability of saying, okay, I can take this suggestion. We've talked a lot about this. Are we going to talk about this on the show?
Well, yeah. How many more have we got to go?
About 12.
Okay. Put this as a highly plausible.
Nine.
Possible?
We have 9 more.
9? You're getting all German on me and saying no.
9! No, I'm not getting German on you. I'm saying
All right.
nueve.
No way there. Okay. Dealt with that. On to the next one.
On to the next one. Onward and
Retirement of
upward.
SharePoint send email API. I mean,
You're
you
like, what?
uh,
Yep.
maybe because you've used it in the past and it's important.
You're
What?
like, why did I put this in there?
Yes, I'll let you answer that while I take a drink.
Um, I added it in here because I saw people talking about it
Yeah.
on the socials this week. I will say that I mean, this is obviously for developers, and so is it that big of a deal? Could possibly, because I saw some people had been using this,
Yeah.
on their sites, but I think that it definitely is people need to be aware of it. I don't know how much value we will bring. If we do this, if we were to do it, it would have to be a quick one. Is it a big deal? Yeah, I mean, it kind of is a big deal. I mean, anytime they retire something, they give you a year warning.
Mm.
You know it's a big deal because they're having to
Yeah.
give you a year. So
They've
is
got to
it a
go
big-
through and review all the applications where they've used this as a method
Mhm.
for sending email,
Yeah.
and change that, and have a plan for using Power Automate instead.
Yeah, I mean, that's the deal is that you're
Hmm.
so is this a big deal? Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Is it a big deal for us? Probably not because we're not developers, but for developers, it's kind of a big deal. So I think it's kind of worth a mention, if anything, a quick one. But
Pop it on the quick pile.
we convinced
better
him.
be quick, though.
Yay!
Okay, Microsoft Places app on by default.
Mm.
On by default.
He asks
No, I thought we talked about. I'm getting confused with some things that have come out recently that are off by default.
Yeah,
Opt-in.
they're
What do we
making
got?
it easier for users to access the Microsoft Places app. Insert real reason is no one's using it. The app is accessible on the web.
Accessible via Teams and Outlook and the Microsoft 365 app. Okay. That means if I go back to my
Well, of course they're not using it. It's
this
just
is the
rolling out.
Microsoft 365 app, m365.cloud.microsoft. Are they going to put Places here? And I have seen it in Outlook
Yeah,
as a app on the Outlook app browser.
yeah.
They're going to add it to the many crowded Teams apps that are available there. It's going to be up to you whether you want to pin it or not, but good luck with fighting with real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's available for Teams Premium.
It's just saying with this rollout, all users will be able to get to it from a URL, but you need to take action to make it easier to discover in Teams, meaning you have to take action to turn the app on in Teams.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
Outlook and the app.
We don't need to mention this. We've got lots
Yeah.
to choose from.
I agree with you.
If this was introducing something more, but this is a more of a hey admins, this is going to be available for you to help promote this
Yeah.
if it's important to.
Right. They're just
Your work
basically
toolset.
saying the URL is going to be available. Everybody can use it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
New
Look
Outlook.
for the logo where all places are sold. We'll save your place.
New Outlook.
Microsoft
So,
new.
like what'd you say? We lose 2/3 of our audience or a third of our audience? I can't remember. we mentioned
New
New
Outlook, yeah, 30% gone. Boom. You can just about watch them dip on this graph of who's
Yeah.
attending. So Microsoft new Outlook for Windows and Outlook for the web, :
Colon.
Yeah, look, I'm just getting a bit tired of let's put the product name before the message, and when you're referring to two products that are already extended names,
Yeah.
the actual message title is changing how to disable enable. What?
Well, that's why you have to read the first part. They should just
Okay.
put the first part at the back part, second part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, changing how to enable and disable Microsoft New Outlook and for Windows and Outlook for the web.
so they're separating them.
It's called as an OWA enabled parameter will only affect Outlook for the web, while the One Win native. Yes, they are. So for
Yep.
organizations who don't want to use New Outlook,
But allow the
currently, yeah, because it is Outlook web access effectively,
Yeah.
just with a bit more local bits and pieces. But they wanted to be able to disable New Outlook while still keeping OWA running.
or the other way around.
Why would you disable?
I don't
Outlook
know,
web
Darren. I'm
access?
just saying, if they're two
Come
different
on.
ones, you can quit taking away choice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would argue too. Why are we being snobbish and turning it off and leaving OWA on? I mean, they're effectively the same thing. So,
I agree.
what's the problem?
I've unstarred it. Anybody
Good.
else want us to cover it? Throw it in chat. That's why you're here. I say not covering it.
Microsoft Viva Engage, mute conversations in the feed and digests. Mute conversations.
Yeah.
Shh. Stop talking about that. No. Don't. Please don't say that.
So it's not. It's not muting. Okay. So I saw a presentation on this last week, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, "Hey, we're going to roll this out." This is not muting it for engagement per se. It's just muting it for the home feed and the email digests.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
That's like what is the term when they brought this up when X was getting all tricky on how they were managing posts that you could. It's not like a shadow ban, but like it just reduces the engagement because it's not going to appear in.
Well, it is. I think
places.
that's shadow ban. I think that's what that means. But yes.
Shadow bans for the person. Oh no, it is shadow ban. It is shadow
Yeah.
ban.
I mean, this is different because it's not doing it to the person. It's just doing it to the post
to the
itself.
conversation.
To the conversation. So this is only for network admins and corporate communicators. So it's not even. Yeah, I mean, it's no one other than that. But so. Huh. Interesting.
Could be useful. I can see this being used to try and help fight fires.
Yeah,
But if that's a problem, usually you're already talking about it with HR and at the extreme end, deleting the post.
It's kind of weird with all this because this, along with what is that like? What else can you? There's something you can do to the user that they don't know about either. So here, if a corporate comm or a network admin mutes this, then it's not going to show up in email digest. Yeah, it's not going to show up in the feed, but the user doesn't know that. They have no clue that you've done that. Well, there's also, I think you can mute the user, right? Because if you do read only, they know it because it tells them they're read only. But if you've muted, then they don't see that at all either. So it's like, which is in effect, anything they post is this, Anyway, I just think that's the wrong thing. Like, I feel like there should be some visual indicator, hey, this post has been muted. And how are people going to learn that which post should and should not be given if they don't know that they're being muted? You know what I mean? Like, I, as the poster, should see on there, oh, my thing's been muted.
Your post has been muted. Please contact da-da-da-da-da.
Right, click here to learn why. And so when I go in to mute one, it should say why. And you say, this topic is too controversial, or this is not about work, or whatever it is. This is in the wrong community. right?
Mm.
I mean, um, anyway, but that's not what happens. So,
No.
at least I don't think it is. There's no details about that.
Uh,
Should we cover it?
put it on the possibles, but
Okay.
you know, like, do we? I mean, we don't want to do too many engage things because you know that would be like
What?
they don't pay
Quit
as much towards their
discriminating.
sponsorship.
Quit discriminating against.
No, we're getting
Engage.
more money from Copilot
Are
and
we?
sponsorship than we are from Engage. So
Are we?
no,
Okay. Because
no.
not getting any money. Maybe
No.
you're getting kickbacks. Okay.
Forms, new
Forms.
streamlined and modernized experience.
Yeah. It's going to take some getting used to.
So
I feel
great.
like-
So it's a small image for starters.
Yeah. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, it's a. So it is following the same pattern that we see with every other Office application. That here's the landing page, and here's the recent, and the My Forms, and the forms filled, and yeah.
Yep. And I think, and then the next one is just showing you the, creation and how you go about. I know they're all small, so
Yeah.
we love screenshots. We just like them a little bit higher resolution, just a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit.
What's your form about? Oh, this is the Copilot guidance. Tell me what your form's about. I'll help you choose the right form template.
Oh, help you. I will say I appreciate the screenshots, even though maybe a little higher resolution. I appreciate the link to, more information, especially since it's kind of already rolled out anyway. Don't appreciate that part, but whatever. We take what we get. I don't know if we cover this.
Look, some team worked hard to
They did.
bring this into line with everything else, and
They did.
yeah,
I agree. I greatly appreciate them, and I hope that some member of that team watches this live show, and so they can get appreciation that we appreciate it. Like get some like atta boy, atta girl, like good job.
good job.
I just don't know that it falls into one of our three categories.
Do
where
better
we-
with your screenshots.
Well, okay, but at least they have them.
Mm.
Most messages these days don't even. Anyway, do you want to cover this? you
I'm
wanna
not sure.
cover
Like, no, but Christopher's pointing fingers, and I'm just
don't-
trying to see what he's
no.
pointing at.
Point the other way.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
'cause
off
Yes.
stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Hey, I just noticed too, because we've got a watermark on YouTube,
we?
our logo. If I just
Oh, yeah.
stand and then I'm actually wearing like a T-shirt with our.
Nice.
It's kind of cool, right?
So you're going to give T-shirts to people?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
With that.
Next message.
Sponsorship money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, everybody! If you want a T-shirt with our logo on it and a cool catchphrase that is unique to you, then donate $30 or more right now using the little dollar thing, and we will get a T-shirt to you. $35, sorry, US equivalent. It will have our logo, but it will have your phrase, whatever phrase you want, and we'll send
You
that
know what,
T-shirt to
mate? I figured out how to bring in a store into our YouTube channels, so
Oh.
we should talk about that because
Mhm.
there might be some people who want to wear goofy gear with our faces on it. Or
I think maybe having different phrases that we use or whatever, but
Yeah.
maybe have their phrase, maybe have their, yeah. Next message: Microsoft Copilot
Next message.
extending to Teams and Outlook. So Copilot will be available for pinning in Teams and Outlook.
So it's like the Places one, but now it's
Kinda.
Microsoft Copilot versus
Yep.
Microsoft 365 Copilot. Um, okay. I mean, it's trying to give more value to the
Yeah.
organizations that aren't paying for it yet.
Yeah.
In one sense, to get them hooked and think, oh, hey,
Sure.
maybe we will get a few licenses.
Casper, I am coming to Europe next month. So I am telling you, if you donate money, I will
Donate money.
and come to ESPC. I will hand deliver it to you in person. I'll sign it.
He will hand
I
deliver
will,
it to
I
you.
will take a picture with you with it. If you're not at ESPC, I'll still ship it from there.
There you go.
35 euros. Or whatever.
I mean, we're going off track here, but I mean, we could like
Definitely.
do phrase competitions and
It's going to be great.
whack
We
it
have great
into
plans.
the store. We do have plans. We have plans.
Do we cover this message?
No.
Okay. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I mean, it's a good thing in
Yeah.
that I think, I mean, if you're not paying for it, then, cool. It's a free product and make it available where people can use it. Now, you're probably right. It's get them hooked. It's get them a little bit of the drug so that when they're like, oh, wouldn't this be great with our files and our information? Yeah, it would. Just pay us money.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing. I agree with you. Probably not cover it on the show about pinning it.
Mm-hmm.
Casper is speaking at ESPC as well, so I'm waiting for the little thing to pop up to say you donated 35. I'm just saying.
You just gave him a promotion, so.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Man, we're having fun.
Moving
Woo,
on.
I love sugar. Microsoft Copilot 365 and Viva Glint will support the summarization of employee survey comments. This is interesting. And here's why I'm going to say this. You know how Copilot always says check for
Check your sources.
check your sources
Check
and
for
check
accuracy,
for
yeah.
accuracy. So we're going to use Copilot to be like, here's what everybody thinks. Boom. And it's like, what? Did it hallucinate and make stuff up? We don't know. It's like everyone thinks you're amazing and thinks the company's doing
Yeah.
great. Yet you look at the comments, it's like, I wish the company was doing great, but it's not.
Boo hiss.
Mm-hmm. I think that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, look, I mean, well, it's okay. First of all, it's Microsoft 365 Copilot, so it's not like they're adding a Glint Copilot license that you have to pay another $10 for just to get
Well,
Copilot. And
I mean,
Glint.
you have to pay for Glint, and you have to pay for
Yeah.
Copilot. So they're like,
Mhm.
oh, we'll throw in this little thing for free. That it'll actually work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
all jokes aside, it is pretty powerful because in that, Glint is this, we want to understand how the organization's doing, blah, 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 right? And what better thing to use than Copilot to take all of that data of responses and themes of what people are saying and compile it together to give us an idea and to highlight maybe there's some reoccurring themes, some reoccurring issues or whatever that can really, I mean, honestly, if you're using Glint, I would say it might pay for itself to have Copilot just because of that. Could be so much more powerful when it's doing something. Now, will it be like super uber powerful at the beginning? We all know it won't be. It'll be something that'll improve, right? I mean, that's the way all this stuff works.
Yeah. The message only shows, hey, there's a Copilot button. So
It just
what we're
didn't
looking at there isn't showing us the Copilot capability.
Right.
But you'll be able to ask, what, prompt it? Or you just say, click and give me a summary.
Yeah, it doesn't have a screenshot, but it does take you to the, there's that link down below. and summarize comments, identify key themes, demographics, comments by items, identify what action employees are asking for. I mean, if half your employees are like, "Hey, we need a snack machine in the break room," like, put a snack machine in the break room. You know what I mean? Like, you just won over half your employees if you put a snack machine in. Like, I mean, just I feel like if you do stuff like this to where you can take action faster, then your employees will actually notice it. And hey, I actually said something and it got taken care of. Well, Copilot can help you do that. I feel like I should be hired on the Copilot team. I'm selling it like crazy today.
Yeah.
I also think I should go.
Maybe
eat
they
another
could
donut.
provide a snack machine in our break room, Daniel.
Yeah, with donuts. I think, although this is labeled Microsoft Viva, I think it's a Copilot, and I think we already have enough Copilot. So I think
Yes.
maybe we don't cover this one, unless
I agree.
from those many people that are watching, you throw in a chat. Yes, you should cover the Glint one. We will not cover it.
Well, why is that one again in my list? The next one, it was published on the 6th of October. It was updated, but it's not
They didn't
identified
update.
as updated. Yep.
Did they make
So
the changes
that's an
we
instant
wanted?
dismissal.
Did they
We've
make
already
the
covered
changes?
this. We've updated the content. Thank you for your patience.
What content? We got to go back to see what we suggested that they, because
What
I'm
they
pretty sure we
covered?
suggested something for them to do. Maybe it was
Yeah.
screenshots. Ooh, I think it.
No, they're
was.
usually pretty good with them. That team.
Yeah.
Themes will continue to be inherited. Brands.
Somebody go back and watch the show where we covered this and tell us what they changed.
We need Copilot to
We do.
tell us.
We do.
Ask
We do.
questions of the transcript.
Oh, we should totally do that. We should have a Copilot for our show. Next one, and it actually happens to be the last one.
Oh yeah.
Microsoft Loop sensitivity labels at the container level. I don't care what the message says. I just want to know, does this mean that I'm going to be, because I have labels in my environment, does this mean I'm going to be able to do the sharing bit?
Yep. Yep. So let me
tough.
phrase this
Sheesh.
another way. Container level is your workspace,
Mm-hmm.
and that includes Copilot pages.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's a personal workspace, and that's the direction that things are going. This has been a area where it has been blocking organizations from adopting Loop because they want to be able to apply sensitivity labels to make sure that content is protected and
Yep.
following all the same settings that you've got for other places you use the labels. So yes, this is good to see. You can go in and, oh, that's nice. Look, hey, the only one this week which has an animation.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
do like animated GIFs. Hey, when it's like these are the 3 steps that we want to just show off and say this
Agree.
is what will happen.
Daryl, we know they can do it, so they should all do it.
Oh yeah.
It's obvious, like right there. Daryl, the fact though, because they made a pretty big deal, rightfully so, that the whole external sharing bit couldn't happen until they had support for sensitivity labels. I'm sorry, and you had already deployed labels. So
that's
if you're
right, yeah.
in your tenant, if you didn't have labels, it didn't matter. You could, when they
No, you
rolled
could-
out
you
the
could start
sharing,
sharing.
you could do it. But I had labels, and as many people did, and if you don't use sensitivity labels in your environment, email me at contact@collabfront.com, and I will tell you why you need to, because that means you're not doing everything you need to be doing to secure your environment and your content. So contact me today. However, the what I was about to say is it does not say that in this message at all.
They didn't loop in that other significant piece of
So,
information.
but here's the thing. It says with this rollout, we will support labels at the workspaces, at the storage container level. Coming
Yep.
in future rollouts, item level sensitivity labels and components and meeting notes and teams.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
my question though, Daryl, how do you understand this? Does that mean then I won't be able to do the sharing because they don't have the item level sensitivity labels yet? Or is it because they have the container I can now? What do you think?
My interpretation of this is it will mean you will be able to share, or rather get guests into your workspace,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't share an individual page externally with someone if you have sensitivity labels, because it's not supported yet.
Yeah, because it says the only thing it says is if your tenant has labels configured at the item level for files, you and your users will be able to apply these labels to all loop files, including components, pages, and Copilot pages. But if it has labels enabled for groups and sites, then you to your loop workspaces. That's actually not stated. Okay, they didn't have a purview person take a look at this and proofread that, because that's not exactly how it's done. But you have labels and then you have label policies. So it's saying if you're using label policies, then those policies will be applied to the workspaces. Got it. Okay. But it should call that out, right? Because of that gotcha. I think this message should have that.
Yeah,
Should say,
maybe
hey,
we'll see this updated based on our feedback.
because it says learn more and it has the ID down there, MC736437 at the very, very, very bottom about guest sharing. But it doesn't say, hey, by the way, that means you're cool.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep, you're right.
and I'm going to try this. Oh, it still is there. I was like, I'm going to search for that post. You know how, and people that
Yeah.
are watching, they know this, they roll off. And so they will, it doesn't keep every message. I think it keeps like a max of 500 or whatever. So it still is there for me. So, no, wait a minute. It is not there. So they referenced a message that is no longer in the message center. That's awesome. Cool.
Which is why it's not linked.
Yeah. It's rolled off.
Okay. Do we cover it?
Please.
What
we
have we
just
got,
did.
man? 356. You've got.
I think we just did.
Yeah, I think we did too.
But
We've got 8
We've-
to choose from.
we've whittled them down. Yeah, like we've got 8 and 4 of those are in the parking. So
Okay. So
if this
yep, standard remains. Good. And
Yep.
is that 2 messages? It is.
It is
So
2.
We're talking about 2 there.
Yep.
So that's a big one to cover. Engage top questions. Team streamline chat. But that's only because we're doing a deep dive.
Hey, while Daryl's looking at this, everyone that's here live, and there's quite a few of you, should we
Yeah,
cover
getting
the
bigger.
Microsoft Loop sensitivity labels at the container level message? You can say loop yes or loop no, and we'll know what that means. Put that in chat so we'll know.
Yep. Retirement of.
We're doing that quick. I know you don't like it,
Yeah,
but it doesn't
okay.
matter. We're doing it quick. We already
Yeah.
said.
That's true. Teams watermark. That was an interesting discussion. Admins
It
can disable
was.
send messages and meetings. 1, 2. I mean, this standard message is actually, bigger. So it's almost like 2 messages anyway.
I'll put it
So I
as
feel like
long.
we need to long. Thank you. We need to maybe pick 1 or 2 of the parking.
Uh-oh, Christopher says yep on the loop one. Anybody else agree with Christopher? Now is your time. Throw it in there. So, for the Viva Engage new features for the Copilot, I like that message, but I think it's got. Okay, we have two Viva Engage park ones that are in the parking lot. We got to pick. I think we pick one of those. I kind of feel like
Yeah.
we should.
Mute conversations and feeds and digests. That still feels like one of those naughty box features, which
It
was like
is.
the one. So while it's a great feature, it's only going to be interesting and relevant to to network admins
Yeah, see,
of
that's the trick with
Engage.
that. It's not even the community admin. It has to
No.
be a network admin or a corporate communication. So you still have to
Yeah.
like report it up.
Yeah.
If you're a community admin, you have to go, I need some help here.
Let's go with the Copilot new features in the Copilot adoption community.
All right, so we're
Because it's interesting how that works, and it could be interesting to talk about it being a future pattern for other products.
okay. No one's agreeing with you, Christopher, about covering the loop one. Just saying, maybe you should talk it up. I don't know what's going on. All
Well,
these
maybe
people.
we're creating some space now for it.
Maybe we are.
Quick. Standard. Would the loop one
That long one
replace?
is not really long. I just want to say.
Alright.
I mean, it's
Okay.
two messages, but it's basically the same thing, except. So, I just want to be clear. Let's not act like it's.
So that. Okay.
All right.
Would the loop one be better to cover than watermarking or disabling the send message in the meetings chat?
Watermarking for sure. I think the watermarking is interesting, but it's not that big of a change. It just means you're allowing anonymous people to join as well.
Okay.
That's what
We
I.
are accommodating our loyal audience.
Why are you putting it out of order? That's the
Not
only
out of
thing I
order.
don't agree with.
I'll drag it down.
Okay.
I was just being efficient with the bits and bytes and the
The
silicon,
bits and bytes. Got
saving the silicon trees,
it. Ooh.
and using the same memory slot. It's funny how you travel along with me as you're co-authoring, because your cursor's still in that cell, and I'm dragging you around. Ha ha!
You dragged me.
Okay, quick.
You dragged me round
Quick.
and round and round.
Like a rocket ship. All right, that one's gone. Parked. Teams
Okay.
open center. There's our lineup. Very nice. We'll work out who's covering what after we end this
Wow, I mean-
live stream.
How in the world did we do this?
With the help of our friends. They were there, even if they were
Indeed.
listening to our ramblings. They helped.
I mean, we got a great following. Hey, everybody that's listening right now, that's watching.
Yeah.
We do this every week. So kind of you can put a thing on the calendar if you'd like. Maybe we need to. That's what we need. We do need to come up with a calendar invite for this.
I should get off my butt and just regularly create this time slot of the live stream. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
'Cause some people are spending their
But-
Friday night watching this.
Yeah. Well, it's a good
Wow.
way to grab yourself a drink, sit back and laugh at people. And be
Throw
like,
popcorn at your screen.
yeah.
If
be like,
anyone's
"No,
watching this on your
don't come
YouTube,
to
on
that."
your TV, which I
Yeah.
do a lot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Hey, everybody. Thank
Very
you
good.
so much for being here. Greatly appreciate you. Hit us up on socials. One thing that Daryl wanted us to say is let us know what messages this week were most impactful to you. Maybe throw it down in comments. Hit us up on socials at 365MCS on all the socials that matter. Hit us up and tell us, what were the ones that impacted you or that you think are, significant that you are dealing with in your everyday life. So Would love to hear those, and we'd love to engage with you. And so everybody else on the community would as well. So please do add that and let us know.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So thank you all, and see you again next week. And hopefully I can get ahead of this and schedule the event so you can just
Yeah,
set
Daryl.
yourself a reminder.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.